Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Unprogramming podcast. I'm going to have to practice that. Unprogramming podcast. It's like, pa, 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 but I love the name. So we're your hosts, Adrian and Miel. We're excited to share this conversational podcast with you where we will explore the energetic expressions of our human experiences. Through these conversations, and we're going to have lots of them, they'll all be fairly short, but they'll be really kind of deep. We will explore the possible perspectives and reflect on different ways of thinking. We'll be discussing a wide spectrum of conversations, weaving in layers, including the divine timing cycle. We'll describe what that is. Numerology, we'll describe what that is. And lots of more juicy topics with an open mind and curiosity. So please come join us weekly here on Unprogramming, where we expose the patterns and programs of the human condition which have shaped our lives and our experiences thus far, and how can we choose to reshape our future experiences. Here we go. Episode number 1. So excited with my peep, Adrian. Girl.
Thanks, BL. This is exciting. Yeah, you know what? I loved our little intro. It's something that we've worked on together. And there's pieces of us that I think that each of us have, something to share. And we know each other's numerology, which is super cool. And this is literally just a conversation. So, how was your month?
My month of June for me has been a little bit turbo injected into all the things. So for our beginner numerologists, what we're talking about is what are our birth coded energies and how do we express them from day to day in our world. There's a range of numbers, and I'll let Adrian fill that in. But the nutshell is the month of June was represented through an energy of the 5, which is all about pivoting and shifting and sort of up leveling for a new evolving version of things. Kind of going along and saying, hey, maybe I'll try this, and hey, maybe I'll try that. A little tiny bit chaotic here and there, always with this underlying common denominator of shifting towards freedom. So for me, when I say it was a little turbo injected, I happened to be born in a 5 month, not a 5 energy month, but born in a what calendar is that? A Gregorian calendar 5 month. I'm a May baby. Um, I carry the energy of the 5 of spades in our universal contract card, which we'll chat about. And the energetic energy for the month of June is the 5. So 555, man, 555. So when you say, how'd the 5 sit with you? Let me tell you, I was all over the place. How was the
Oh,
5
I
for you,
love
my
it.
friend?
You know what? To be honest with you, I am comfortable with change. That's what this 5 is here is all about. So just to give kind of our listeners an idea, we work with the numbers of 1 through 9 in numerology. And the 5 is the middle point for us between 1 through 9. And so it's like, okay, the 5 is like, hey, the decisions that you made when we were in the fourth month, like the 4 energy month, are you sure you want to do this? Or are we going to pivot? And I myself had some major pivots. Finalize some things in my life that have kind of been dragging on for a little while. Looking at my business from a different perspective as a relationship and numerologist and a dating coach. And really just kind of leaning into this sort of fun and excitement energy because it's playful, it's curious, I've loved it. And we have literally 1 weekend left. And I'm really just trying to take myself into that higher consciousness because I think that that's one of the things is that it's almost kind of like this fun, like, ooh, good things are on their way kind of energy. Did you feel that at all?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I because I spend so much time in this 5 energy, not just 1 month, but it's like everything for me. I think sometimes I get complacent in that if things are not shifting and pivoting and changing, I almost want to go, huh, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? So I, I'm like, wait a minute, we're not shifting, we're not pivoting. What is going on? But sometimes I have to best. You know, you got to take your foot off the accelerator a little bit here and there and sort of enjoy the scenery as you go. So I absolutely am looking forward to the upcoming 6 energy month, because I really felt this fiveness, if you want to call it that, very, very, very strongly this June. So, like you, I'm making a lot of kind of shifts and changes. Mine are on a lot of different levels, personal levels, professional levels, just in a lot of different areas. But also, when I say personal, I don't just mean personal relationships for me, I mean personal. Like there's some inner work that has waited a long time to play out or come forward or, join in the sandbox here. And I'm finally doing that. And while there's a little bit of me that's like, what does this mean? There's the other side of me that really loves that 5 in me. So here I'll share with the listeners. This is what I think about. This is what I think about life, and this is what I think about the 5. I view this entire journey a little bit like a treasure hunt for me. Like, oh, I wonder what's around the next corner. Oh, I wonder what's hidden behind door number 3. I think life is like this gigantic treasure hunt. And sometimes, just like that, I don't know if you guys remember this TV show. I think it was Price is Right, maybe, where, what's behind door number 2? What's behind door number 3? And then if Mrs. Smith picked the wrong thing, you got wah wah. And poor Mrs. Smith went home with like a new wicker basket filled with a year's supply of pancake mix. And then the next person got door number 3. You just won a $15,000 trip to Bali for the weekend. So again, life is like this. Maybe you're getting the prize
Yeah.
behind door number 1, and maybe you're getting the prize behind door number 3, but either way, isn't that excitement of what's behind the door, like, the thing that keeps you going? Like, I gotta know. I just gotta know." And the 5 is that energy, like,
Yeah.
I just gotta know." Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's
mm,
exciting, and I think that that's one of these things is when we work with the energy, because we both coach people in the sense that, to lean into these energies and work with them, because not only do these energies have this empowered state, they can also have a very disempowered side,
mhm.
right? And so this 5 is that sometimes people just get stuck, because if we take a look at our numerology, the 5 is in the center of everything. So it has no way out. It literally lives in the center of everything. And so it's been really cool because in my relationship, in my dating relationship, I'm dating a 5, a ruling number 5. And
Oh.
he's actually had some major changes, physically wise, for himself. And I've just kind of like, I don't really tell him, but I've kind of just played along with it because he has his own evolutionary experience, and I don't ever want to step in and, um, I don't know, I guess you could say, trespass on someone else's journeys. And so I ultimately see myself as a guide sometimes as to, like, you know what? This is just something that we need to work through. And yeah, and I actually really love going with the flow. That's sort of my jam, which is, not everybody is used to that. And I'm super adaptable. I'm a certified strengths coach as well, and so I've kind of let that title, slip away from me. But at the same time, I always come back to our own personal strengths, and I have this adaptability, and so I'm good with change. I actually really like it. So yeah. So let's take this conversation into what we're headed into. So, what do you love about the 6, and how do we actually calculate this month that we're going into? Do you want to cover that?
Sure, sure. So the energetic energy of the month is actually calculated uh, by it sounds super simple, like, oh, just take the month and there it is. But it really isn't. So it is the energy of the previous month, and then you're adding the 1 to that. So we just came from a 5 energy month. We're moving into a 6 energy month. So 5 plus 1. So it's not just a mathematical, here you go, now you're a 6 and moving through. It is actually a composite or um, a symmetry or a a synergy. That's the better word, really, I think, for this. A synergy of how does the 1 plus the 5 help us feel or understand or experience what is coming forward through with the energy of the 6. And the energy of the 6 is certainly about all the things, believing like, can we get things aligned? Can we get things, if they were out of whack, can we get them realigned? The reality is that's sort of a it's sort of like, haha, joke's on you. You might be all aligned for a little bit, but then something will come in and throw you off your little rocker there. But that's good. That's good because that's part of the journey, right? We don't get to stay
Yeah.
stagnant. It's that old saying, like the only thing that's guaranteed is there's change. Like there's gonna be change.
Yeah.
Nothing stays the same
Right?
forever, right? So where it
No.
either like feels so good, like for you, change is comfortable. It's probably as comfy as that little backing you have on your chair there, like, "Ooh, this is warm and fuzzy, and I kinda like this." And then you have people like, "Ooh, that feels a little scratchy to me. I'm not so comfortable here. I don't really love this." And so what helps each of us sort of navigate the challenges depends on how do we choose to, as you said, lean into this energy, being every energy having
Hmm.
the spectrum, as we know, the low, the high, the mud, the clear, the whatever phraseology you want to put to it. I really enjoy the energy of the 6 because it is almost like that little bridge between pivot, pivot, change, change, shift, shift. Let me take a step for a second and take a little breath here to regroup because what's coming next is let's go take some inspired action and do the thing. And so if you
Yeah.
think about, for me, I think about it like, okay, I'm good with the evolving. I'm good with the going. I'm good with the shifting. Now I know I need to sort of gather and prepare because I know there's going to be the next piece for me. I'm going to take that next level and I want to be in a space where I'm not just burning 200 miles an hour with no brakes and you know, no time to kind of get myself in order. Again, I'm like the queen of analogies. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's got more stories and analogies. I can't stand this. But okay, I don't know if you ever watch racing,
Ah,
whether you watch like indie racing or regular car racing or horse racing or dog racing. I don't care. Racing, track and field, it doesn't matter. Racing. You don't just go, 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 right? You have to
mhm.
be prepared to go, go, go. And then you pull into the pits or you pull into the exercise field or you pull into the warm up ring and you gather and you get yourself prepared and ready. And you maybe do your visualization that, you're climbing the mountain or you're jumping off the high dive. So you're preparing for the next. And so that's what I feel when I'm in the 6 is, oh, okay, I'm getting ready here. I'm getting everything kind of
Mm.
ready to go. I'm lining it all up so that when I flip the switch, boom, I'm good to go. That's how 6 feels for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
I love that because you know what, it's a different perspective than, what we're, I guess, not so much taught, but how we actually, the whole idea with numerology is for us to lean into the intuitive side of it,
Mhm.
because that is how numerology was discovered. Was Pythagoras actually was studying music, and
Seven
within that,
notes.
there was, right, he was looking at the vibrations of the notes. And so, numerology was born from this really cool experience. And the thing is we are all energy, if we like it or not. And I love the fact of the 6. I love sort of the, if you actually draw a 6, it has
Yes.
sort of this roundedness to it, and then it almost kind of looks like a pregnant number in a way, right? And a lot of
Yes.
people associate that to love and harmony and peace. I was actually married to a 6 energy for a
Ah,
long time in my relationship world. And so I saw that on an everyday basis, right? And it is about sort of stepping up from this 5 that just wants to have fun and freedom to, okay, now we have responsibilities, and
yeah. Yeah.
and we need to step up to the plate, because the thing is that sometimes with the 6 2 is that it sometimes wants to just stay the way that it is. And
Yes,
it can and it doesn't want to it sometimes it doesn't want to evolve. And this is where I truly look to our beautiful mentor Jessica Serrato, and she did an update, and it was really cool because she's like, this 6 is actually tied to our third eye. And I was just
absolutely.
like,
Right here.
whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, because it lives in the mental plane and it's right in the
In the
center. And
middle. Yes.
I was just like, oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. And then
Yes.
ultimately, it's a very karmic number. And people think karma is bad, and it's not bad. It's very
No.
much about, you know, um, it has its duality to it. And I think that that's one of the things that I really appreciate about numerology, because this 6 is kind of like, to me, it almost is kind of like a peacemaker.
I
That's
feel
sort of
like
how
it's
I,
the coming home number. Like
yeah,
when you're
yeah,
lost in your Dorothy and you're off in whatever and you're trying to get on your whatever it is, your brick road, and you're going through the whatever it is, the field of poppies where you, oh, I gotta sleep and lay down and I can't get to Oz. And like the whole crazy journey that poor girl went on with that dog, man, and those shoes. Oh, she didn't get blisters. I don't know, but whatever. Anyhow, when she finally is like, wraps it all together and takes that reprieve and comes back home. Why else does she say there's no place like home? There's no place like home. There's no place like home. So guess where home is? All these sayings that have been following us since you and I were like, this eye. There's
mhm,
no place like home. Home is where the heart is. Well, where is the heart?
heart is,
In the center, right? So this 6
yeah,
is this coming home. I see the picture like this, the thingy and the oh, whatever we
yeah,
call it, the line and the circle. I literally
the loop
see like,
swoop.
whoa, the swoop, we're coming home. I mean, for
Yeah,
me, that's how I envision it. So the 6 always feels it's not just the alignment piece that rings for me. I visually really see that energy grid that we're talking about with the middle and the third eye, and what does that represent? And we know that it's in the mental plane, which is all about awareness and thinking and communication and belief systems and thoughts and all of that. And we all know this third eye area, for anyone who's done any kind of meditative visualizations or whatever, Kumbaya 101 or Reiki, we talk about chakra, we talk about energy circles, we talk about visualization. And what do they always say? Breathe in and out through your third eye. Where?
yeah,
Right? So this 6 is
yeah,
so interconnected with the capacity to leap forward into the quantum where anything is possible. So July's exciting to me. I'm like, okay, we're halfway through the
it
year.
is.
We're in the energy of the year energy of the 8, which is like, boom, let's go do the thing. Infinite opportunity here. Like, grab it while you can. We just came
Yeah,
from this like pivot, shift, change, do the thing. And now we're in this energy like, grasp your opportunities and bring them home to your heart. And your heart will allow you to determine, is this for me? Is this aligned for me or no? And I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm excited
I
for
love
July.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I think it's kind of one of those things, it's summer, we have a lot of we have a lot of shifts that are happening. We just finished with the summer solstice. And the other thing is that we really experienced a super cool moon cycle, and we're actually going to be experiencing this again in July as well.
Yes.
So for those who don't know sort of the system that we work with an astronumerology system that also works with the moon cycles and planets, and it's a little bit complicated, and we'll save that for another conversation. But we're going to be experiencing another full moon in Capricorn. And I think it almost feels like it's like a book end. There was the two ends of the two full moon in Capricorns.
Mhm.
We had one in June, and then we're going to have another one in July. And it almost kind of feels like this. There's certain energies that are here to like, you give what you get kind of energy. So if
Mhm.
you are in that empowered state of love and abundance and caring for other people and in that, I think that's what you give is what you get. And then if and this is the feeling that I get from the six. But if you're in a disempowered state and you're in this lack and fear and complaining and all that other kind of stuff, that also is what you're going to get because that's what you're giving out to
Yes,
the universe.
it is. And I really strongly feel, first of all, where you decide to place the majority of your energy and your times and your focus is what you're messaging out to the universe. Like, oh, I'm having a crap ass day. And the universe is like, sure, no problem. Let me give you a little more of that. And so there you go.
Mhm.
Or this is what I'm working towards. Will I maybe have a difficult day? Sure, but this is where my majority focus is going to, and I'm going to stay the course in that direction. And so your description of bookends, I think, is really fair. Is kind of spot on. I my verbiage wouldn't have been bookends. My verbiage would be exactly what you said, which is you give, you get what you give, like, what you put out is what you get back. But I also feel like it's a reminder because it's not gonna be an exact same moon in Capricorn because things are different. You're in a different cycle. You've
Yeah.
had different experiences. You've had different expressions. The energy isn't exactly one to one. It was maybe over here on the first moon. It's a little over here on the second moon. So that your capacity to engage in that energy, I sort of look at it like when you get double seasons, 2 seasons over your lifetime with the same energy. It isn't a repeat. It's not
Mhm.
Groundhog Day. It's here's an opportunity to tune into the overall energy, the umbrella energy there, but with a different experience behind it, with a different leverage or push behind it. And so it gives you another opportunity to lean into the energy. And the way I see it is wonderful to give, but then the reminder is be a vessel of receivership. If you're putting it out there to the universe, hey man, I would really want to build this thing. This is what I'm working towards. This is my vision. This is my goal. This is my shift. Okay, one, stick with that. Stay focused. Don't be like, buzzing all over the place. Stay with the thing. But two, when universe shows up for you and says, "Here's a breadcrumb, would you like it?" Don't say, "No, thanks, not hungry." Say, "Yes, please. Please more. Thank you so much. Receive. I accept. Thank you." And again,
Yeah.
that just perpetuates that piece. So I love this talk. This is good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that that's one of the things is people don't realize the tool that we have with numerology.
Mm.
It's we go through those seasons. So funny that you mentioned those double seasons because I had 2 seasons of 5.
Oh my gosh. See, I have two six
Yeah,
seasons.
so
Yeah.
this is super cool because it gives us an opportunity when it comes to helping our clients to really help them lean into that energy because the 5 is all about this freedom and adventure and change. And when I saw that in my chart, I was like, oh my goodness. But I love it because I'm shifting in when I turn 52, I'm shifting into my last season of my life and I get an 8 energy. And that is
Oh.
something that I'm super jazzed about because the 8 is all about momentum. And I feel honestly like the last couple of years, I've really just been focusing on who am I and what do I want? Right. I've just left a marriage and I've been, in sort of the dating scene for a couple of years. And I've just recently met someone. And it's just like, oh, okay, this is what I really like want to experience in this lifetime as a soul, having my human experience. It's like, ooh, okay, what's next?
The
Like,
treasure
honestly, that's
hunt,
how I
right?
feel.
This is the treasure hunt. I love this.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I just
And
think
so
it's,
it's,
yeah, go
we
ahead.
got to just lean into this energy. And I think that that's one of the things is that I think we possibly need to do more education around these simple numbers 1 through 9.
Yeah.
Because and that's why I brought this up in conversation, because we're currently in this 5 energy month in June. We switch into a 6 energy month in July. We take them the number of the month, so July is a 7 plus the 2024. We add those together, and then we also get underlying energy of this as well, right? So we
Yes.
get that 1 and this 5 underlying energy of the month as well. So there's lots of layers to it, and we can get into complicated conversations, or we can just keep it simple and just say that July is going to be a 6 energy month.
July's going to be great. It's going to be great. And, to make it more, shall I say, generically accessible to listeners, you can choose to be bombarded and baffled by energy and numerology and all the things we're talking about, or you can grab yourself a cappuccino or water or tea or whatever you like to drink and hang out with us and listen to these little short episodes where we take that information and share it in a way that you could apply in your life. That isn't necessarily like, do I need to know what a 6 is? Do I need to know what a 5 is? Well, no, you don't, because you got us and we do all the hard work. All you got to do is hang out with us and reap the benefit thereof. And so I love these conversations. I think they're just a
Yeah.
blast. Um, Boy, it just can go so rabbit hole or so not rabbit hole, and I love the opportunity to go in either direction. Because a girl who lacks freedom, she don't want to be tied down to one thing. Got to shift and pivot. That's just my name of my game. It's how it is, but it's fun.
I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so wrapping it up, what's one thing that you are looking forward to next month? We'll finish it off with that.
Oh boy. So next month, I'm actually doing a few things that I have never done before that are sort of like, wow, I never thought I would ever have a chance to do this in my lifetime. Wouldn't this be the coolest thing ever? And the opportunity presented, and I'm a yes girl. I'm like, oh, sign me up. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, sure, let's give it a whirl. So I have a couple of fun little adventures that I have no clue what will happen, but it'll be fun. It'll be an experience, and I'm just excited for that. Yeah. So that's
I
that's
love
what's
it.
going
I
on in
love
my
it.
July. Yeah. What are you doing?
Hmm. You know what? To be totally honest with you, I love the summer. I am just a summer baby. I am leaning into a little bit more, getting a little bit more social. I am a stand-up paddleboard instructor, to be honest, to
Nice.
be totally like open and out there.
Transparent. Here I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I became a paddleboard instructor, and I'm kind of leaning into these group of ladies that want a paddleboard, and I'm gonna get on my paddleboard and I'm gonna play for the month of July. I'm working through some personal energies myself, and I'm really kind of leaning into this. I'm building a program for the fall, and I really want to talk to people about what it is that they want in their world, like what can
Yes.
help them, because really truly that is, I believe, my purpose in this lifetime is that how can I help you and how can I serve. So yeah, I'm going to play on my paddleboard and hang out with some ladies, and go on like little adventures with my boyfriend, and just, you know what, and just really enjoy the July
Enjoy.
energy.
Because you know what? That
Yeah.
is part of the 6 is rest, regroup internally, as far as I don't mean rest like sleep all day. I mean, allow your body to not be going 200 miles an hour all the time, regroup, get prepared so that when the fall rolls around and your new program's ready to come out and you have all your pieces in order, boom, you're going to be rock and roll, ready to go. Ready to go.
Yeah,
So
I'm
good.
excited for it. So yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for this. I'm excited for our conversations. This is so cool. We have known each other for a while, and we were just like, hey, we should do this. So yeah. So I think let's just upload this to our YouTube for now,
sure.
and
See where it
We'll
goes.
see if people like this conversation. So if you're listening to this conversation, we would love your feedback. What do you guys want to hear about? What kind of topics? We already have a list of topics of all sorts of things, but this is a conversation between two numerologists. And I mean, we can't always talk about energetics. And Miel is just a beautiful human with so much energy that I was drawn to. So, what do you want to hear about, right?
It would be great. It would be great because if you haven't figured it out, I can talk just about anything. There isn't a topic that I don't love to talk about, really. I mean, just about anything. So I'm excited for this. It's a very different way for me to go into a podcast. So I'm really excited. And I'm excited to hear what our listeners want to hear about because that's really the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't going to go
cool.
out to help the listeners, you and I could just do this on a Friday afternoon over tea. So this is really, what do the listeners want and how can we share what we know to make your lives better? I love it.
Yeah,
So good.
great.
Well, let's sign off for
Thanks for
today and we'll do it again. All right.
perfect.
Cool. Till next time, everybody.